You are about to mark a century. We just walked from the brother's house all the way to the chapel. And I must say, I've never seen somebody who's about to turn 100 walk as fast as I do. Did that ever cross your mind that at 100 you'd be here, lucid, giving an interview?
What I say, Jesus, why did you take Brother Lewis? Why did you take Brother Norbert? They were really better than I. He left me here. This is my vocation, and I want to continue in my vocation for the last minute. I hope that I will be able to come to school up to very, very, very end.
In my days when I was at school, I remember there were a lot of brothers around the school. There was a sense of respect, and there was a sense of, obviously, fear because you were our teachers. Nowadays, you walk around school and there are 3 brothers, De La Salle brothers here at the school in Cotonera.
They don't come to the school, neither Martin nor Charles.
So
I am the only
you're
one.
the only brother.
Yes, yes, yes.
How do you feel about this?
It's a pity. The seniors, they tell me, good morning, brother, good morning. From juniors, went to seniors, they know me very well. They have a contact with me, but the only one. I mean, how can you have vocations when they say, is that all? If they could find 2 young brothers who are willing to come and, spend 1-2 years here, we were very pleased. And the boys, I'm sure the boys love the brothers very much.
Last year, the Archbishop, Charles Cicluna,
Yes.
floated the idea that maybe we should start discussing the possibility of priests having a family, getting married. Do you agree with this point of view?
I don't know whether is it God's will? Is it what God wants at the moment because of the necessity? I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
No.
You are still actively involved in teaching.
Yes.
That is quite something. Tell me, how does your day pan out? How many times do you?
My day is quite easy. In the morning, when the weather is good, we meet outside the junior classes, all 600 of them, 600 boys. Then I go to the classes of year 5 and year 6 and explain to them the meaning of the gospel for the Sunday coming, so that when they go to Mass, they understand at least something. They hear it from the priest, but the priest usually, talk to parents, not they talk to boys. I joined a few more, about half a dozen students who wanted to be brothers in the future. And we were told that we have to go to France. And we decided in 1939.
So the war had just broken out here. 1939, we're talking of World War II.
I'm going to tell you that. War broke out. All of a sudden, one day, the door knocked and 3 German officers appeared, and that young man was really shocked. And at the door, there was a young brother like us, an Egyptian. What can I do for you, gentlemen? We want to see your director. And that chap went to look for the director, and as soon as he appeared, one of them showed him our 3 names. These 3 names have British passports. That is why they came to look for us. British passport at that time.
And these were 3 Nazi soldiers?
Yes, and we want to talk to them. And this is now what I call a miracle, because the director, he didn't hesitate one moment. He said, oh, I'm sorry, gentlemen, these 3 people were here, but they left some time ago. They saluted and left, and that was the miracle. But immediately after, the director said, your luggage And now we are going to leave for sure.
How did you feel when you were told
Mind
that
you, at least we were safe for some time. He said, you're going to leave here because I'm sure they will come again.
quite an incredible history when you think about it.
Yes, yes, yes.
When you look at society today, I'm going to bring you to the present day.
Yes, 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 yes.
There is a section of the population that forgot what war is all about and how the ugliness of war and the exclusion of a certain people. We are seeing the rise of the so-called far right now. You know, as we're talking, there are protests in the UK, people attacking houses of refugees. You that has experienced war directly, how do you feel about it that so many years later we're seeing these sentiments again?
We continue now, hatred to each other. What's wrong with you? Even the whole of Europe, as you say. There is trouble everywhere. Oh, sometimes in my prayers, I always say, but Jesus, don't you hear us? When are you going to put peace all over and we live nicely together? It's a question of politics. I don't know. It's a question of we govern, you, not you. It's a question of religions. I don't think so. I listen to the Pope every Sunday. Peace, peace, peace. You know what I think? I think in the Middle East especially, if I had to communicate with the Pope, I say, go to the Middle East. Go yourself. Even if there is danger, go and tell them, this is what Jesus lived.
You're an educator, you've been an educator all your life. Do you think the education system today is failing us?
I'm sure of it. When you were here years ago, parents, I mean, you know, I always remember we went home, the first thing Mama used to ask, what did you have today? Our parents, especially the mother, was really interested in what we boys do in school. Unfortunately, not now. I feel very much that the parents now are interested in earning enough money to keep the family, because there is more need of this and that. So it's not a question of what are you talking about, what are you learning, how are you doing in school, although some of them are still interesting. No, it's a question of the mother and the father go to work to earn enough money. In fact, we have quite a number of boys, even brothers, who have the key. They go home and they find no one. There's no one, because both parents are working. You know, what I think, at least I suggest even to the headmasters, let's have more meetings with the parents. Don't forget that the most important people in your life are your children. The founder insisted the soul first. The subject, by all means, as many as possible.
Are you afraid of death?
Some saints, when they feel that it's going to be the end, they pray to die. I have done so much for you. Come on, hurry up. Give me the reward, as it were, you know. And there are other saints are afraid to die, because although they know that God is so good to them, that they did so much for Him, in brackets, that they really followed their vocation, but still they are afraid to die because they know exactly what's going to happen once they leave.
And which kind of saint do you associate yourself with?
What I would say, if I had to know Jesus, I have done my best. I have done what you gave me to do, because I believe very much that you, after all, gave me my vocation. I've tried to the very end to please you. Now, yes, so it's up to you.
You've been at the school for 75 years, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
If I had to ask you, what was the best moment you've experienced at the school?
My best years were when I was teaching in the fifth form, geography in the fifth form. I really enjoyed it.
What about your biggest regret in the school?
What I regret really, that we are not enough to continue as brothers in our school. So,
One final question. If you had to give advice to young students about to join the La Salle, about their lesson for life, what would you, with your experience, tell them?
I believe that God gives a vocation not as soon as you are born, before you are born.
Brother Edward, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Even I'll do my best now.
I hope we'll be able to interview you again when you turn 110.